Yeah, when you take a look at his numbers, fellas, you see that the minutes are down, and I think that's important. And what that tells you is he's getting a lot of help on the back end now when you see the development of the players like a McAvoy, like a Carlo, like a Grizzly. When you get that kind of youth movement and players that are starting to figure out this league, it really takes a lot of the pressure that Zdeno probably puts on himself in order to perform. But what he still gives you is that great, tough-to-play against attitude. He always wants to play against the top offensive players as long as the skating game is where it needs to be. And then his mentorship of the young guys that he's going to either be paired with or be in that group of 6 on the back end, I think cannot be overlooked. He knows when to take the body. He still has that good intelligence where it's body position, stick position in order to defend. If he gives you some offense, I think that's gravy at this point. And you're really going to give Z credit for the fact that he's accepted a different role at this point in his career. 42 years young, very impressive that he's able to still be a very effective guy. I think the plus-minus reflects his value. He's not going to be on the ice, I don't think, for a ton of goals for, and the approach that he takes is real defensive-oriented, so to be at plus 11 or wherever he's at, I think is a pretty good number.
Well, I think it's a great number. There's still, Brick, though, a lot of people, or some people, I should say, not a lot, that still want to criticize him because the game is so fast and he doesn't look to be as fast. We talked at length last year about how hard he worked at redeveloping his stride. Excuse me. I still say what he does is amazing at this age. And I just don't think, and I'll ask you if you agree or not, people realize what he does on the ice. The leadership stuff's great too, but let's focus what he does as a player on the ice. When it's all said and done, there'd be a huge void if he wasn't there.
Yeah, no question about it. You think about the signing of John Moore, they give him multiple years, in a contract situation, maybe with an idea that Zdeno Chara has maybe 1 year left. But, when you're a big man, Billy, 6'9", 250, you're going to stand out no matter what you do, whether you're playing good or playing poorly. And he's going to look like he's 42 some nights, no doubt. You can't argue with that. Again, we re-emphasize the skating game. If the agility is there, if the quickness is there, if the positioning is where it needs to be, whether it's body or stick, he can still defend with the best in this league. And you continue to go around the league and ask the players, the guys that got to play against him on most nights, they don't like it. They don't like having to play. He gets in the way a lot of times, even when he's not playing his best, but he just takes up so much room that he can defend that way. Generally, his clears are strong, meaning, shorthanded situations. That's a 200-foot clear when he gets, in a puck battle down low. So those are the X's and O's that we focus on. I think that's what the team wants from him. But do not de-emphasize the value that he has in the room. People talk about this core group and the leadership. It's a real thing. It's palpable, and he's a big part of it.
He just doesn't get the credit. He's obviously, to me, one of the best shutdown defensemen of all time. Now, I think part of the problem that he's had is that in order the Bruins have been successful, since the 70s, they've had, 3 or 4 really good runs. And in those runs, they always had the best defenseman in the National Hockey League, whether it was Orr, Park, or Bork. He has to come in behind. Those are pretty tough players to follow. They're all unique on their own. And I think a situation where when you look back at what Chara has done, and to me, the other thing we haven't really talked about at age 42, he's had to step in here a little bit this year, too, with some physicality and kind of drop the gloves a little bit and kind of set the table again and say, hey, boys, calm it down a little bit. At age 42, that's remarkable.